friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. If you are new to the channel, every single week I post a new pick a card reading. So today we are going to be doing a interview with your future spouse, and we are going to be asking questions about what they would say to you today if they could. So we have three options. Option number one is going to be the Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet sticker. Option number two is Kate and Anthony from Bridgerton. And option number three is George and Meg from the Paperman short film that is on Disney. If you haven't seen it, highly suggest it. So ask yourself, Angel's Guide, higher self, which pile or maybe piles have a message for you. And let's talk about what you can expect in this reading. So to kick off the reading, we are going to look at who is your future spouse. So personality, energy, any values. Who is this person? Who are they? What are they like? Then we're going to move into what was their first impression of you. So we are going to ask your future spouse, what was your first impression of me? Then we are going to ask, what do you love most about me? So what does your future spouse love most about you? We are then going to ask, what is the relationship between the two of you like? We are going to look at what are you most excited to experience together? So what is an experience that your future spouse is looking forward to having with you? We're also going to ask, what do you want? What does your future spouse want you to focus on before you meet or connect? We also have a how will you recognize or know it's your future spouse. So we're going to be asking them, how will you be able to recognize them or know that it's them? And then we are going to get one final message from your future spouse. I also have some oracle cards that are pre-shuffled and ready to go that are going to have additional information. This will be one of the readings where I will be live shuffling the tarot deck. I have not decided which deck is going to go with which pile yet. We're going to kind of go with the flow and see what wants to come out for each individual pile. So if this sounds like something you are interested in, stick around. We are about to get started. If this is where you leave me, I hope you have a wonderful week and I hope you come back soon. Let's get started. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading if you were drawn to the Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet sticker, and it is one of my favorites. So I am going to put that right over there. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, don't force it to fit. Also, we are going to look at who is your future spouse. If that is not somebody that you are interested in, somebody that you would date, somebody that you would give the time of day, then this is not your pile. Try choosing a different one. But let's get started here. So let's see, who is your future spouse? We have the camel. We have the stingray. I have not seen the stingray in a while from this deck. And we have vibration. All right, so pile number one. Let's talk about who is your future spouse. First and foremost, I do want to talk about the zodiac signs, and I look at the elements on top of the cards to give you some information there. So with the camel, this is the element of fire. So we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius represented. And with the stingray, this is the element of water right over there. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces represented here. It could be sun, moon, rising, or it could just be the energy that this person presents with. But let's talk about who is your future spouse. First and foremost, I think that this is someone who is very, I think this is a very interesting type of person, because I do think that this is somebody who is very multifaceted, and this is the type of person where different people get to see different sides of this person, not because they are not authentic, but I think because this is somebody who is very much multi-layered, and they like to really reveal certain parts of themselves only to certain people. But you, pile number one, as this person's future spouse, you're going to see kind of all there is to them. So this is somebody who is very cool, calm, and collected. This is someone who it's very hard to get a reaction out of them if they do not want to give you that reaction. This is not somebody who is hot-headed. This is not somebody who is going to act on impulse. I do believe, pile number one, that your future spouse is someone who is very much going to show whatever it is that they decide that they want to present to the world. And I do think that this person strives to come across as being fully in control of themselves. This is somebody who is very independent. Their energy is very soothing, very calming, very present. Like they're able to be very solid in their presentation of themselves, and they come across as very grounded as well. Your future spouse is someone who is very much of the belief that everyone is responsible for their own responses and reactions. And I do think that this is someone who really appreciates having someone in their life, especially when it comes to a romantic partner, that knows how to kind of feel their emotions, but also who knows how to be in control of themselves and be aware of themselves as well. So I do think that this is somebody that has done a lot of self-work on themselves. This is somebody that, for some of you, this could be someone that has even been to like therapy or has done a lot of self-study, is what's coming through here. I do think that this is somebody who is very eager to grow, very eager to expand, to be the best version of themselves that they can be. This is somebody who is very resourceful. I do think for many of you, this person has very established routines that are very health focused. So for example, for some of you, this person could be a runner, or this person could be somebody that goes to the gym. This person has a lot of discipline, especially when it comes to their mental health and their physical health, that is coming through. And I will say, I think for some of you, this isn't somebody who's like going to eat junk food or like just be very careless with their health. That's coming through. I do think for many of you, this person is going to be on some sort of health journey that they are very committed to. I also think that there's something about this person's eyes that is going to stand out to you. It could be the way that they make eye contact. It could be the color of the eyes. It could be the way that they look at you. That is being highlighted here for some of you. This is somebody who is very balanced. I do think that this person's vibration, this person's chakras, because I'm being drawn to like the chakra system there, is very balanced. And I do think that they work very hard to keep themselves in a place of being in balance with the universe, if you will, or in balance with their own life. So this isn't somebody who is prone to excess. This is somebody who is very conscious and very mindful of what they are consuming, right? So like, let's say if this person has a hobby where they like gaming, this isn't somebody who's going to game their entire day away. When it comes to work, this isn't somebody who's going to be a workaholic. This is somebody who really values balance in their life. I also think that this is someone who really has a close circle of friends, maybe even family members. They are very easy to get along with other people, but they really kind of show themselves and their true selves and their more vulnerable self to people that they are very close to. I think for many of you, this person has 1 to 2 like best friends or very close friends, and that's who they really kind of share themselves with. They really open up to. Everybody else, they tend to keep at surface level. Now, of course, if this is your future spouse, you would be one of those people that this person is able to really let in. I do think for some of you, this is somebody who had a very complicated childhood. And I think that that is why they have such, I don't want to say strict routines, but I think that's why routine is so important to this person. Take that part as it resonates. It's not going to be for everyone. So I also think that this is someone who likes to deal with conflict as it comes up. This isn't somebody who's going to ignore it. This isn't somebody who's going to pretend like it's not there. I do think that they want to deal with things as they come up and make sure that they are kind of just getting to the bottom of it instead of letting it fester and grow into resentment, especially in a relationship. This is somebody who has worked very hard on being confident, on being their best selves. So I do think that in their adult life, they are very confident. Again, I do feel that this is somebody that in their childhood, growing up, at some point in their life, they may have struggled with self-confidence and just having a bit of a chaotic upbringing. That's not going to be true for everyone, but it is coming through here. I also think that this is somebody that enjoys traveling, trying new things and adventures within their own planning, right? Not something that's super spontaneous, but they like to plan trips. They like to take adventures. But this is the type of person, pile number one, that if you go on a trip with them, I do think they have an itinerary. I don't think this is somebody who's going to go on a trip and just let's see where the wind takes us. Like if they plan a trip that they just want to relax, they're going to plan it that way. But this isn't somebody who plans a trip and just shows up and hopes for the best. This is the type of person that has a plan, right? They have everything planned out for their day. So very type A personality coming through here. Take that as you will. Let me see if there's anything else that wants to come through. Your person is not, I already said this, but this is really being highlighted. This person is not going to ignore conflict. This person is not, this is somebody who is accountable. That's the best way I could put it. Like this is somebody who's going to be accountable for the way they show up and how they do things. And they're going to make sure that they take accountability, but they also expect people in their lives to take accountability as well. So they really want to discuss things. They really want to talk it out. They really want to clear the air. And if they are in the wrong, this is somebody who has no problem saying, I am in the wrong. This is also somebody who is very gifted. They have a very strong third eye. So this person could be clairvoyant. I don't know that for every single one of you, they're even going to know what clairvoyant means, but they do have the gift of sight. They do have the gift of clairvoyancy. And I do think that that helps them move through life. They're very good at reading people. They're very good at seeing when someone is lying to them or like sniffing out when something isn't right. Let me grab a tarot deck. Let's see what we're going to pick for you, pile number one. All right, pile number one. Let's do unfolding path for you guys. I didn't pre-plan the decks themselves, but let's do unfolding path, and we are going to start by asking, what was your first impression of me? So what was your future spouse's first impression of you? When they see you for the first time, when they meet you, when they connect with you, what is their first impression of my pile number ones? And for those of you that don't know who this is, we're talking to their higher self. For those of you who know who this is, we may be talking to them or their higher self as well. For my pile number ones, what was my pile number one's future spouse's first impression of them? Let's take a look at what we have here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card. You definitely grab their attention right away. Let's start there by saying that. The Hanged Man. The Nine of Cups. Okay, pile number one. And we have the Two of Pentacles. You stop them in their tracks. Their first impression of you was kind of awe. You just stopped them in their tracks. And I think that when they see you for the first time, when they connect with you for the first time, there is going to be almost like that frozen in place for a couple of seconds. This person has absolutely grabbed my attention type of energy here. And I think that with the Nine of Cups being here, there is going to be attraction at first sight, right? Like this is somebody who is going to be very attracted to you. This is not going to be one of those situations where you have to grow to like one another or you have to like spend time together before the attraction or the connection builds. This feels like the type of connection where at first sight, first impression, they like what they see, they like what they hear, they have to get to know you. And with the Hanged Man, the Fool being here, I think there is almost this sense of like awestruck, right? Like I like what I see and I'm like just kind of have to shake myself out of it in order to kind of approach you and talk to you or get to know more about you. I think it's going to depend on how some of you are going to meet, because I think that for this pile, it's possible that for some of you, you meet through like a dating app, and there is that sense of like, once your profile pops up, it stops me in my tracks. It stops me. I'm looking at the pictures, I'm looking at the information, and I need to know more. So I do think for many of you that picked pile number 1, your future spouse is going to see you first, they're going to notice you first, and they are going to be the ones to initiate communication and contact. Whether that is because, it's a dating app, or whether that is you're meeting in person and they see you and you kind of captivate them and they have to recollect their thoughts before they approach you. But I do think for my pile number 1s, for most of you, this person is noticing you first. This person is approaching you first. So they're the ones that are coming up to you to initiate a conversation, to initiate contact. And I do think that this person is going to be pursuing you. That is coming through. We also see the Page of Pentacles. So I do think that very early on, when they see you, when they meet you, when they connect with you, I do think very early on, your person is planning more of, let me get to know more about this person. So it feels like very early on, there is that desire to know more, to build something. It doesn't feel like just like, let's have fun and that's it. It feels like, whoa, this person has really captured my attention. So not only do I like what I'm seeing, but I want to discover more. I want to get to know more. And there is, again, that level of like awestruck, like just kind of frozen for a bit there, maybe a few seconds of like, whoa, let me get myself together. Let me approach this person, because your looks, right? The way that you carry yourself, the way that you look, the way that you move about is going to be part of what this person is already looking for. So you are their type physically. They like what they see. They like what they're looking at. And then it's more about, let me get to know more here. Let me open up the communication. Let me open up this connection to more. So what your future spouse is saying is, their first impression of you is they love what they see, and they are very curious, and they're very excited, and they're also very happy because you check off a lot of their physical boxes, right? Like what they're looking for physically. You, pile number 1, possess that. You are their type. You are going to grab their attention, and I think that they are going to be the ones pursuing you. So what does your future spouse love about you? What is something that your future spouse is going to love about you? For my pile number 1s, what is my pile number 1's future spouse going to love about them? Bottom of the deck, the Sun. They're going to love your presence, your essence, how you move about the world, how you behave. I do think pile number 1, if you chose this pile, there's something about you that you're like a ray of sunshine. Like your aura could be like orangey, yellowish. It could be very bright. There's something about the way that you approach the world. For some of you, you're very funny. That's coming across too. Like you could be very funny. You could be very witty. That's also coming across. The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, they love how you carry yourself. The Temperance card. And the 7 of Pentacles. Pile number 1, your future spouse is going to love your essence. They're going to love the way that you move. They're going to love the way that you communicate. They are going to love how optimistic you are. I do feel like this is a group where you're more of a glass half full instead of glass half empty type of person, and they are really going to appreciate that about you. I also think that you're very resourceful. So when life gets hard, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? You're going to make the best out of any situation that is thrown your way. And I do think that you're the type of person that is very easy to get along with. And when I say this, this is how your future spouse is going to view you, and this is how your future spouse is going to experience you, right? So it may be that not everybody gets this version of you, but your future spouse is going to get this version of you, and they are really going to love that about you. I also think that you're very nurturing, very loving. You demonstrate your love. For some of you, it's through like physical touch, acts of service. I'm also hearing someone here does cook very, very well. So you may cook for your future spouse, like you may make meals together. If you do, they love your food. They love the way that you cook. They love the way that you show up for them. They love the way that you support them. I also think for my pile number ones, you have very uplifting words. You're also very grateful for your future spouse, because I'm almost hearing here, I love the way that you encourage me and that you love the way that I love you. So it feels like this person loves you and they show up for you in a way that is very beautiful, and you're able to return that, but also let them know that you appreciate everything that they do in the relationship. You're also very patient. There is a very patient energy. I think that both of you are very well matched. So for some of you, if you're watching this pile and you're thinking like, this person sounds like me, this person sounds like I'm marrying myself, it's because you're very well matched. I don't think this is a situation where opposites attract. I think this is a situation where it's two people that have a lot in common finding one another. And I think that you both value having a relationship that is very stable, and you both value clear communication, open communication, and you both value like routines and knowing what to expect. You may both be type A personalities that's coming through here, but there is a lot of understanding of one another, which is something that your future spouse is absolutely going to love here. We also see the Queen of Wands, right? So I think that the both of you are able to have adventures together. And I said this towards the beginning. I don't think your future spouse is the type of person that likes to go on an adventure without some sort of plan, but I think that you both share those qualities. I also think that you're both very interested in learning and experiencing new things. And I think that that is something that you're both going to enjoy in this relationship. So we're going to ask your future spouse, what is this relationship going to be like? What is the relationship itself going to be like? For my pile number ones, what is this relationship with their future spouse going to be like? Bottom of the deck, the Queen of Swords. What did I say, pile number one? I said clear communication. Communication in general, very important here. We also have Judgment, spiritual connection. For some of you, this is a soulmate. This could be a divine counterpart. We also have the 10 of Wands. And we have the Emperor card. So as far as the relationship and what it's going to be like, I think that this is a relationship that is going to thrive on clear communication. And I think that for the both of you, prioritizing clear communication would be very, very helpful. I also think that this is a relationship where you're going to really understand one another very deeply. I also do think that there is going to be a lot of individual growth through you both being in this relationship with one another. I think that this is a relationship where you're going to see that you're going to be able to grow and expand perhaps beyond what you both thought as individuals through the relationship. There is a lot of like supporting one another, being there for one another. And I do think that this is a relationship where the both of you do keep your independence, right? So you're still both independent people and you get to do things together. You get to spend time together. You get to build a life together, but you also get to still have your interests separately, right? So you're going to have your friends, you're going to have your hobbies, you're going to have the things that you are interested in that you are going to be able to do individually. And then you're also going to be able to come together and build a life together. This is also a relationship with this 10 of Wands being here, where I do think that no matter what comes up, one of the things that is going to be a very important pillar in the relationship, or something that you need to understand, is that you are going to know and trust that the other person is not just going to walk away. They're not just going to leave you because the relationship is hard or because things get tough. I do think that this is a relationship that is going to challenge the both of you to grow, not through drama, not through like betrayal or anything like that, but through having someone who sees you for who you are and who's able to shine a light. There is going to be a lot of mirroring here. I do think that this is also a relationship where the both of you are working towards a very similar future, similar outcome. And I do think it's going to be very important for the both of you to build strong foundations, especially monetarily, so that you can, do the things that you like, build a life that you like, build a legacy. For some of you, there will be children here, and you are building a legacy for your children, for your future generations. And I do think that for this group, there is a desire to have specific material items that you are both going to work very hard towards. For some of you, not all of you, not many of you, but for some of you, there may be an opportunity for the both of you to go into business together and build like some sort of empire together. It is giving a little bit of power couple as far as like building some sort of income together that is going to be very beneficial in the long run. We see the Four of Wands there as well. So a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of gratitude. I do think there's going to be a lot of good times. I also think that for my pile number ones, for many of you, you kind of build this second family together, meaning that you have like close friends that you get to spend time with. And for some of you, your actual family. This is going to be very specific, so only take it if it resonates. For some of you, your actual family, or it could be your person's actual family, like their birth family, is not in the picture, but there is this sense of like building a community or a family of other people together that is going to be very supportive for the both of you. And I am hearing we are going to have each other's backs, right? Like we've got each other. And that is one thing that is going to be constant here. And you're going to be able to say anything and communicate anything that you are feeling or that you feel like you need to communicate to your person. We have the Four of Wands, and we also have the Strength card. And I do think that this is a relationship where there is passion, but there's so much more than that. Like you just like spending time together. So what is your future spouse excited to experience together? What is something that they are looking forward to experiencing with you? For my pile number ones, what is something their future spouse is looking forward to experiencing together? Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands. They are excited to experience life, to try new things, to go on adventures. I'm excited to have someone to do things with and to experience life with. We also have the King of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Cups. Pile number one, your future spouse is very excited about just having someone to pour their love and passions into, right? Like this person is so excited to have their other half with them and to be able to do life together. I do also think that this is somebody who is very passionate, who really enjoys physical touch, intimacy, and they're not the type that is willing to just have casual connections or partnerships. So I do also think that this person is really looking forward to having someone that they can like really open themselves fully up to, right? Because when you are in either a situationship where it's casual, or even if you are single, you don't have that type of ability to just be vulnerable and authentic and share all of yourself with another person. And I think that your future spouse is really looking forward to having the type of relationship where they can show up and say, this is all of me, and I can pour into you, right? I can give you my love. I can give you the best version of myself and be the best version of myself in this relationship. I also think that this is somebody who's really looking forward to building a life that is full of opportunities, full of beauty, and being able to share that life, because I think that this person has already been building wealth, and this person has already been planning what they would love to do with their future spouse. And I will say, I said this earlier, but for some of you, many of you actually, there may be children involved here in the future, and this is somebody who's going to enjoy like planning family vacations and almost spoiling their kids, not to the point where they're just giving their kids everything, but they definitely want to build a strong foundation and give their kids what they themselves did not have growing up. And I think a lot of that has to do with stability. A lot of that has to do with being present and being stable and having strong foundations. And they are looking forward to building that. And I'm hearing the options are endless. What we can do together, what we can build together, it's endless. So they're looking forward to having the opportunity to work together and to be able to come together as a unit and say, what do we want to do? And part of that is going to be about just day-to-day life and spending day-to-day life together and having someone to share their resources and their wealth and their love with. And I'm also hearing that this is somebody who's just looking forward to everyday life, because there is magic in everyday life. And this is someone who wants a stable home, a stable foundation to call home and to come home to. And that's what they're really looking forward to. So we are going to ask your future spouse, what do they want you to focus on before you meet or connect? What is it that my pile number one's future spouse wants them to focus on before you meet, before you connect? What should they be focusing on before this happens, before you're meeting, before you're connecting or reconnecting in some cases? The 6 of Cups. All right, let's take a look at what else we have here. The Page of Wands. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Swords. Pile number 1, your future spouse is saying what you should focus on is yourself. Do the things that you want to do. Do not put life on hold for me. We are going to connect and we are going to meet. You don't have to stop yourself from doing things, trying things, living your best life. This is also saying for some of you, if there are some past experiences that you are holding on to as truth, or maybe if there's like an inner child desire or something that needs to happen with your inner child, I think prioritizing that could be very helpful. Not because you have to do something in order to earn love or in order to be worthy of this, but because that is going to help you feel better, be more open to this experience when it comes in. So I think for some of you, if there have been like difficulties in previous partnerships and it's kind of left you hurting, or it's left you in a place where you are kind of questioning if you want to open yourself up back to love, working on that. Or this could just be like an inner child of like, just nurture your inner child, just treat yourself, have fun, right? Because we also see that Page of Wands, right? Go on adventures, have fun, try new things, figure out what you like, what you don't like, go to new places, like live life, to the fullest. That is what your future spouse is saying for my pile number ones. Live your life to the fullest. Continue to get to know yourself. Continue to have boundaries. Continue to be the badass that you are, because I do think for my pile number ones, if you pick this pile, you are a badass and you know yourself, and you know yourself quite well. So I think nurturing that could be very helpful. Also nurturing your dreams, your desires, your manifestations, showing up every single day and being the best version of yourself, and loving yourself and trusting that your future spouse is out there and that you are going to run into each other when the time is right. Because I do think that you are already working towards finding one another, and I do have some timing cards at the end in that pile that we're going to look at. But I do think for this group, if you know this person and there's like a separation, or there's a little bit of a break, or things are just going according to plan, just keep doing what you are doing. And if you haven't met this person, I think there's an opportunity for you to meet them sooner rather than later. So we're going to ask your future spouse, how will you, my viewer, know it's them? Once you meet, once you connect, or if you've already met them, how are you going to know that it's them? That they are your future spouse, that they are your person? Let's take a look here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit card. Pile number one, you're going to feel it. You're going to know it intuitively. You're going to know intuitively that this is your person, or at the very least, that there is something for you to, how do I want to say this? That there is more for you to know about this person. We also have the Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant. You're going to know it in your gut. You're going to know in your gut that this is your person, that is them. You're going to recognize that they are special. I also think that one thing that your future spouse is saying is, it's not so much about how you're going to know it's me. It's about allowing yourself to be fully present in your life, and don't allow disappointment, grief, anger, anything like that get in the way of knowing that I exist, that I am real, and that we're going to find each other. There's also a message here about, yes, it's 2026. This is a timeless reading, but as I'm recording this, it is July 2026. And yes, there's a lot of, silliness in the dating world, but if you exist and you are willing to put your best foot forward and be in a partnership and show up and be the best version of yourself in a partnership, then trust that I exist and I am willing to do the same thing, and that we are going to connect. We are going to find one another. I do think that for this group, it's more about an intuitive gut feeling that you are going to recognize each other. We also have the Nine of Wands. Don't overthink it. Don't give up. Don't walk away from love. Pile number one. I think some of my pile number ones are exhausted, fairly so. And you can be exhausted. You can take a break, but do not give up. Again, this group is closer than what you may realize. Let's take a look at what is the final message that they have for you, and then we're going to look at the oracle cards. So what is the final message that this person has for you, that your future spouse has for you? What is the final message? What is one final message that they have for you at this time? Strength. They're so proud of you. Their higher self is coming through and saying, I am so proud of you. And for some of you, you know who this is, and you may be in a partnership, in a relationship with them. And they are proud of you. They are proud of how you show up. They are proud of how you always get up and dust yourself off, and how you always, your resilience, right? Your courage. They love that about you, and they are so proud of that. We also have the Moon card, and we have the Knight of Swords. They want you to know that they are on their way to you, that they're working through some things in their own life, but that life is soon going to conspire in your favor. Whether it's because they're going to swipe on your profile and see you, or you're going to meet in a more traditional way, they are on their way to you. And what they're saying is, do not doubt that I exist. Do not doubt that I am on my way towards you. And it's happening faster than what you realize, pile number one. For some of you, you are already receiving intuitive messages and or dreams about this person. And for others of you, you're going to get more messages, more dreams, more intuitive information about them the closer that they get. Let's take a look at what we have here. So we have heart fog, mixed signals, blocked emotions, messed up. So for some of you, you may be weary, you may be tired, you may be exhausted. Your future spouse is coming up and saying, I'm here, it's going to happen. Maybe for this pile, if you're watching and this resonates for you, doing some heart chakra exercises, working with your heart chakra. We have resistance, secret admirer, suppressing, timid. So for some of you, there is a little bit of like an energy resistance here. The path isn't fully open. And I think that you are both working towards opening those pathways. And then we have healing, releasing, purifying, cleansing. So I do think there is some healing happening for the both of you separately. But I also think that during this healing period, this resistance is going to move. This resistance is going to dissolve. For some of you working with Archangel Jophiel, with this, it would be helpful. For others of you, the god Thoth is coming through. Take that as it resonates. I'm also seeing a spiritual bath with like roses and some essential oils, like very flowery, or adding roses, pink roses specifically to like an altar could be very helpful at this time. But one thing that keeps coming through is that this isn't by your creation. This is kind of the energy for both mixed in together. So it's not like there's something that you've done or they've done. It's just kind of the energy that's happening at this time for the both of you combined. Let's take a look at what else we have here. Next couple of months. Yeah, I think for some of you, it's going to be sooner rather than later. Next couple of days. Okay. This energy is moving fast for this group. And if you know this person, I think that they are already thinking about taking the next steps. Let's see what else we have here. Put away the computer. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. So pile number 1, doing fun things, going on little adventures here and there. And that's been kind of a main focus during this reading, especially through the messages that came through for you. Pile number 1 is kind of just being open and, being present in the present moment. Friendship, this friendship is leading to more. So for some of you, this could be a friend that has feelings or a crush towards you. And that would make sense. If there's somebody here where either you have a crush on someone or you can kind of tell that they have a crush on you, this could be somebody that you already know and that they're kind of building up the courage to take the next steps. Take that as it resonates, because it's not going to be the case for everyone. And I will say, if you have a crush on someone or like a friend, you may be the one to make the move. That's for the minority, because I do think for the majority of you, they're going to make the move. But it could be somebody that you already know, either a friend or somebody in your friend circle. That's only going to be for a few of you, though, because I do think that for others of you, this is going to be somebody completely new that you have yet to meet. And then we have a leap of faith. It is safe for you to make the move that you're considering. So for some of you, maybe you are considering moving somewhere else. Maybe you are considering trying something new, and this is where you come across your person. For someone here, it may be you relocating, or maybe it could be your future spouse relocating. Let's see what else we have here. Pile number 1, spring. Your love is blooming. Your answers arrive in spring. So spring can be very important, or it could have been very important. As I said, I'm recording this in July 2026. It is timeless, so just to give you a time frame. And then the answer to your question is yes. If you've been wondering about something, someone, the answer is yes. And then let's take a look at what your card here is. Trust. I am safe. I am secure. In love I trust. My faith endures. Pile number 1, don't give up. Trust the process. Your affirmation for the week: I trust that my true love is on their way to me. I trust that my true love is on their way to me. That is your affirmation. Claim it in the comments. Pile number 1. If you know this person, if you know who this is, if you're already in a connection with them, share it with the rest of us, because I do think some of you are either already in a partnership with them or you know them. It's going to be a few, not the great majority, but share it in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hype the video up. That's a new thing. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I do keep a running list. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the sticker with Kate and Anthony Bridgerton from the Bridgerton series. So I'm going to place that right over there. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning, which is timestamped below. I highly, highly suggest that you check that out. It's going to tell you what is going to be covered and the format it's going to be covered in. So check that out. Also, we are going to start by asking, who is your future spouse? If this doesn't sound like someone that you would be interested in, someone that you would date, then this is not your pile. Try choosing a different one. Or it could just be that there's no message for you in this specific reading. But let's get started. So we have the moth. We also have the hawk. And we have the love card. All right, so pile number 2, let's talk about your person. So we have the element of air represented twice for this person. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, heavily represented here. And it could be sun, moon, rising, or just the energy that they operate from, or the main energy, I should say, that they operate in. So I just wanted to mention that. I know a lot of you enjoy having that portion of the reading. So let's get started. Let's talk about who is your future spouse. I think that this is someone who is very action oriented. So what do I mean by that? This is someone who is always on the go. I think that this person has a lot of projects, a lot of interest, a lot of things going on. This feels like the type of person who is booked and busy, not just when it comes to work, but in their personal life as well. This feels like somebody who is always like has something going on. Like if you want to get on this person's calendar, you have to do it ahead of time. They're not just laying around waiting for something to do. They are constantly doing something. And I do think that this is somebody who has a lot of different interests, a lot of different hobbies. So they keep themselves busy and they do enjoy kind of trying out new things, learning new things. That's coming through as well. This person is very instinctive, very intuitive. That's also coming in. This is somebody who can take a step back and see the bigger picture. And I do think that this is a bigger picture type of person, if I'm being honest. Like they really do look at the bigger picture. They really do like making big plans. I do think for some of you, this person may struggle when it comes to the finer details, or kind of taking that bigger picture and breaking it up and kind of breaking it into smaller steps. But I do think that this is somebody who is very good at reading energy, very good at figuring out what they need to do overall. But this is somebody who does best when they are looking at the bigger picture, thinking about the bigger picture overall. And they kind of have to try a little bit harder when it's time to break it down into smaller steps. I do think that this is somebody who has a lot of energy. This person kind of feels like somebody who's always on the move, always on the go. They may even be a little bit jittery, or they kind of have that like almost electric type of energy to them. They have a lot of responsibilities. They do keep up very well with their responsibilities, but they have a lot going on. And I think if anything, this is someone that would benefit from kind of taking a time out from time to time, or kind of giving themselves a break. I think this is someone who is actually in need of more downtime versus in need of like doing something more. That's what's coming through here. I will say, I do think at times they do kind of commit themselves or get themselves to agree to things without fully thinking it through. So they may kind of agree to something and then realize it's not the right thing for them, or kind of, give their word and then kind of realize they're not fully into it. So this is somebody who may have some unfinished projects, or like just someone who doesn't think all the way through before they enter into some sort of commitment. I'm not necessarily getting that when it comes to relationships, but I do think this person is the type of person that they're going to sign up for a hobby, or they're going to sign up for a subscription, or they're going to sign up for something and then realize they don't really have time for it, or they're not as passionate about it as they would think. So I do think that this is somebody who has a lot of those types of like hobbies and things. Like maybe they're into, a book club one day and then they realize they want to go try some sports, or maybe they sign up for 5 different things and then realize it's very hard to do it all. But I will say they are very good at keeping up. This is somebody who probably needs more sleep, if anything. I do feel like this person is a little bit of a night owl, is what's coming up here. I also think that this is somebody who is very fun to be around. Pile number 2, this is also someone that really should be mindful of burnout, because I do think that your person can experience burnout. And again, it's because they're always on the go, they're always doing something, they're always taking on more and more. And this is the type of person that wants to be helpful, that wants to be there for others, that wants to be the helping hand that everybody needs. So that is also something that kind of plays into this type of energy of like always having something to do. So if you have to move, if somebody needs to drive you to the airport, this is who you go to, and they're going to say yes and they're going to make it happen. But I think that one thing that your future spouse needs to really prioritize and learn to prioritize is self-care and having boundaries and learning when to say no. And I do think that that is something that they are aware of. Also, I do think that this is somebody who does look at life as an adventure and is always ready to kind of go and live an adventure and try new things and do new things. And they are very like earnest in their approach to life. That's coming through. This is somebody who has a love of life, I would say, and who is very loving, especially when they are in a relationship. I do think that this is somebody that can be very romantic, very caring, very kind, very much available emotionally to their partner and also to the people that they love. I also think that for your person, pile number 2, this is someone who, how do I say this? I'm trying to figure out how to word this message that's coming through. I do think that this is somebody who is capable of like changing direction when they need to. But I also think that this is someone where at times they may kind of struggle with figuring out when is the right time to change directions. That's coming through here. This is someone that is going to try to find solutions, especially for their loved ones. If there is an issue, a problem, anything that needs to be solved, this is somebody that is very good at finding solutions. This is also someone that has a very good perspective on life and somebody who is very good at giving advice and kind of just sitting with their loved ones and kind of being a shoulder to cry on, or even just like lending an ear to their loved ones. That's coming through here. For some of you, this person may be into extreme sports such as skydiving, something like maybe motorcycles, something along those lines. That's coming through. This is someone who is very fun to be around, because I think that this person is always like available and down to do anything, to try anything. So they're very fun. There's like a little bit of a risk taker type of energy to them. But I don't think that this person is reckless. I think it's important to say that. I don't think that they are reckless. I do think that they can be a bit of a risk taker. I think that they can be into like extreme sports, or like they like to have adventures and being spontaneous, but not in a reckless way. That is coming through. And I think I already said this, but this person can absolutely be romantic. This person does enjoy like a grand gesture type of situation that's coming through here. All right, pile number 2. Let's ask your future spouse, what was their first impression of you? So, what is your future spouse's first impression of you? And I forgot to mention for this group, I will be using I forgot what it's called. One second. The Ever After Spell Tarot. It's one of my favorites right now. So, we're going to be using that. So, what is your future spouse's first impression of you for my pile number 2s? What is the first impression? Bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. They like what they see. They like what they see. First impression. They also think that you are someone that they need to know more about. Let's take a look. We have the 10 of Wands. We also have the King of Wands. And we have the 9 of Wands. Pile number 2, this is very interesting because as far as first impressions go, I think there is a level of recognition. I think there is a level of like, I like what I see. But I also think that when you and your future spouse either connect or if you already know this person, I think that there's a lot of curiosity there, but I also think that there is a heaviness that this person is kind of maybe going through at the time where they meet you or at the time where they met you. I am getting intuitively, some of you already know this person, and there may have been a little bit of like, we met, I like what I see, but there's also some very individual things going on for me personally that makes it hard for me to kind of pursue this. So this is giving a little bit of like the right person at the wrong time, or like you are the right person. You are someone I want to know more about. You are somebody I am very curious about. You are somebody I am very into, but the timing may feel a little bit difficult because it feels like when this meeting happens, right? That first impression is, I really like what I see. I'm very curious. I want to pursue this, but there's also the 9 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. So there is a little bit of like other things are in the way, having to figure out the logistics. So for some of you, this could be somebody that you meet and it's like there's a friendship situation here. There is a little bit of a complication, if I'm being completely honest, as to the way that this is being kind of expressed, because this is almost giving like, we see the Lovers card, we also see the Empress underneath the deck there. So you are beautiful, you are what they are looking for, you are what they want, they are very curious, they want to offer you something. And I think it's going to be different things for different people, right? Because there's that sense of, I like what I see, I really am intrigued. And I kind of even want to make an offer. I want to know more. I want to start something. But again, there's something holding this back or someone holding this back. So there is almost like an inner conflict because internally, right, we're seeing bottom of the deck energy is the Lovers. We're also seeing the Empress card there. So I think that there is a crush. I think that there is a very clear interest level. But I also think that there's something here, whether it's like in the real world or in their own life or just in the circumstances themselves, that kind of hold this back. And I do think that for some of my pile number 2s, I know I keep saying this, but I think you already know this person. This may be somebody that is a secret admirer. This may be somebody that has a crush on you. This may be someone that is withholding what they are really feeling, or for whatever reason, they do not feel like they can make an offer. And if that is the case, like, they are really holding back. And I do think if you know this person, you can feel that they're holding something back. Now, what's interesting is that you did pick the Anthony and Kate sticker, which is kind of what this vibe is, right? They had that level of, they were definitely interested in one another, but there was some obstacles in the form of Edwina in their, kind of playing a part in this. And this is kind of a little bit of what this is giving. There's something here, and it doesn't have to be a third party. It doesn't have to be another person. It could just be circumstances, right? Maybe this person, your future spouse, feels like when you meet, when they see you for the first time, maybe there's a lot going on for them personally that does not involve a relationship, but there is a level of they are holding back and they're really trying to weigh their options and prioritize how they can make this happen. So I do think that there may be time between the moment that you meet, that you connect, and them coming forward and making an offer or making it known that they have feelings for you. Let's actually let's go into the next question, which is, what is your future spouse going to love most about you? What is your future spouse going to love most about you? And as we go through the reading, we should be able to clarify what this is. What is your future spouse going to love most about you for my pile number twos? What is my pile number two's future spouse going to love most about them? Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. We also have the Six of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Magician. Pile number two, you're everything that they've wished for. You're everything that they've been trying to manifest. They love your attitude. They love your zest towards life. They love the way that you show up. I think for some of you, there is a softness, a very loving energy, a very sensitive energy. I think a lot of my pile number twos, if you're viewing this, it could be that you really are very well connected with the divine feminine. There's like a very feminine energy for this group. They love that about you too. I think that they love the way that you approach life, the way that you view life, and the way that you interact with life. I also think that you offer them a lot of patience. You offer them a softness that they're not used to in their life. I really think that this is one of those situations where it's you balance each other out. Like, I think that this person feels at home with you. And I think that that's going to be one of the main things that they really love about you, is that when they are in your presence, it feels like life slows down and it feels like everything is okay, because this is somebody that is used to life being on the go at all times and life being all about the things that need to get done, the responsibilities. And they really like how you view life and how you interact with life and how you help them feel calmer, feel more grounded. I think that when they are with you, they feel that they are at home. When they are with you, they feel that you bring peace to them, that you bring almost like this grounding, calming energy. And I also think pile number two, one of the things that they really love about you is your kindness, your generosity, your understanding nature. Because I do think my pile number twos, there's a great softness about the way that you interact with other people. For some of you, you may really like animals or children. There's like almost like a very soft energy that you give out that this person really appreciates. And I also think that they see you as someone who is very powerful, somebody who is very strong. And I think that they see you as someone who doesn't know your own strength. Like, I think that they know that you know yourself well, but like, it's almost like if you could only see yourself through my eyes. They're able to relax with you as well. Pile number two, this person feels safe in your presence, especially emotionally. Emotionally, they feel safe to be who they are and to share themselves in a very natural and organic way. That's coming through here very strongly as well. Yeah, you have a very patient energy. And I don't think that it's patient in the way of like this person is going to be testing you and playing you and, you know, you're going to be taking them back. But it just feels like your energy itself is very grounded, and it's kind of that opposites attract, where I think that their energy is more flighty, more on the go. I think you ground them, you bring them back down to center, and they really appreciate that about you. For some of you, there's something about the softness of your touch or your hands that is very attractive to them. This person is going to find you very attractive as well. Like physically, there's a lot of attraction, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of chemistry. I'm hearing they like the feel of you. Not only just your attitude and the way that you carry yourself, but physically, they really like how you feel. That's coming up. They also really enjoy how you kiss them. That's coming up as well. They really enjoy kissing. They really enjoy intimacy with you. That is something that they are really going to love as well. This is not 18 plus, so I'm going to keep it, let me know if you want an 18 plus. It's been a while since I did one of those, but let me know. Let's keep going. So, what is this relationship going to be like? What is this relationship going to be like for my pile number twos and their future spouse? What is this relationship going to be like? Tell me more about the relationship itself, the dynamics. What is the relationship like? How are these two going to relate to one another? Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. This is a soulmate connection, and it's going to feel very loving, very dreamy, very romantic. I do think that there is quite a bit of romance here. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Hermit card, and we have the Fool card. So pile number two, this relationship is going to be an adventure for the both of you. I also think that this relationship is going to be one where there's a lot of like ooey gooey, I love you, romantic type of energy to it. Like, I do think that this is a relationship where it almost feels like I found my forever person and we get to be in love. And it's almost like that, like very loving, hands-on, intimate, passionate type of connection. And I do think that the both of you really enjoy being in love and doing things for one another. I also think that this is a connection where no matter what is happening, you both are going to continue to grow and expand together. This is also the type of connection where eventually you're just going to have to give each other a look and you're going to understand what you are saying. There's also like a lot of like internal jokes that are like just between the two of you. There's like a way of like looking at one another. I do think this is the type of connection where there's always going to be that flirty type of energy, like sending the text messages, planning dates, keeping the romance, keeping the love, keeping the passion alive. And I do think that you are both going to enjoy trying new things. I do think that this is a couple that would be very adventurous in the bedroom as well. Again, this is not 18 plus, so I'm not going to go too far into that. We have the Tower. This is a relationship where this person is going to shake your world and you're going to shake their world, not in a bad way. I think that this is just very much, that one couple that is like so in love that they can't keep their hands off of one another, even when it's been years. Like, you can see the love just emanating from them. I think this is that type of relationship where it's not just like at the beginning or the honeymoon stage. It's like part of the relationship itself. And of course, there are disagreements. There are things that you have to compromise on. There are things that you have to work through. But I think for this relationship, part of the way that you work through things is by keeping that romance, keeping the love, keeping the passion alive. I also think that there is a deep understanding of one another and where you are headed and your overall desires. But this feels like a very like sexy type of connection for the both of you. And I think that you're really going to enjoy your time alone together. I'm seeing kind of like coming home with flowers and chocolates and like just getting little things here and there, and the text messages and the calls and really being connected. And your future spouse, pile number two, is going to be able to feel at home, feel at peace. And I feel like that's not something that this person has found. And it's something that hasn't been easy for this person to lean into. And I do think that you're going to build a very beautiful home together, a very comfortable home together. You may end up relocating somewhere else together, like to a dream location at some point in this relationship. And I do think family is going to be very important in this connection as well. So, what is your future spouse most excited to experience together? What is something that they are looking forward to experiencing with you? Pile number two. Let's take a look at what is something that they are looking forward to experiencing together for my pile number twos. Bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. We also have the Six of Wands. We have the Empress. And we have the Five of Wands. For some of you, this person is really looking forward to getting married and like celebrating a marriage that is coming through. And for others of you, they're looking forward to having someone to celebrate life with, to celebrate the big wins, to celebrate the little wins, to weather storms with. I think that that's coming through. I also think that this person is just ready to experience what it's like creating a life with someone else, like having that partnership, having that person that's going to be there with them and that's going to kind of hold their hand as they create their future together. And I will say, pile number two, your person is looking forward to that sense of like us against the world and having someone that they're going to be able to walk through life with. For some of you, this person is really looking forward to children and like starting a family. Take that as it resonates. It's not going to be for everyone. For others of you, this person is just really ready to start life. Like to have that relationship where you know that this is the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life and we're planning our lives together. And I'm hearing even when times are hard, even when like the answers aren't clear, having someone to make those decisions with, to make those big decisions with is going to be very special to your future spouse. And your future spouse feels like they've earned this, like they've earned this relationship, like they've earned this partnership. That is coming through here. I'm also hearing that this person is looking forward to trips. The honeymoon is going to be a big trip. For someone here, this person wants to go to Italy. That's coming through. That's very specific, so take it as it resonates. So they may already have like this ideal honeymoon spot that they're waiting to go on their honeymoon. I'm also hearing that this person is really looking forward to just kind of living life and getting to wake up to their person and just spend time together, even when it's not those like exciting moments or like everyday life. They're also really looking forward to having someone to confide in, someone to be able to talk to. I do think that this person is really going to enjoy kind of like that bed talk, like just little pillow talk, if you will, just talking to their person and sharing about their life. I will say, I do feel like these two are going to be the type to like kind of gossip together. Not in a bad way, but like they're really going to enjoy talking and getting to know one another and like filling each other in at what's happening. Like these two are going to tell each other the tea. These two are going to tell each other what's going on at work, what's going on, in the friend group. Like these two are going to talk. If one knows something, the other one knows it as well. And I think that their friends and family know this. So it's not like that it's a surprise, but like these two are definitely going to talk. So, what does your future spouse want you to focus on before you meet/connect? What does your future spouse want you to focus on before you meet and or connect. Very curious to see what this is because I think some of you already know this person. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups. We also have the Lover's card, the Chariot, and the Ace of Swords. Pile number 2, if there's something that you've been thinking about that you want to do, that you want to try, your future spouse is encouraging you. Some of you may connect through that, kind of that way. For the first time, this is also your future spouse saying, there's nothing that you really need to do as far as like action or like to clear the way or to earn this or anything like that. But this is more about you choosing what is right for you and you moving towards your future. Like, who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? What do you want to create? Making choices that is moving towards that. Also, this is because we do have the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck there. Don't be disappointed that this hasn't happened yet, or don't allow like grief or like worst case scenario thinking to take over. That's coming through here. For some of you, there's something that you've been putting off. And I don't think it has anything to do with love, relationship, anything like that. But there's something that you've been putting off. It could be like a dream, an idea, a desire, something that you want to start, something that you want to try. That is what they want you to focus on. For others of you, what you should focus on is fulfilling your heart. Giving yourself the joy, giving yourself love, surrounding yourself in love and joy is coming through here as well. The Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's something here. There's an idea. There's a desire. There's something that you are ready to experience or open yourself to or try or kind of experiment with. There's something here for some of you. And if this message is meant for you, I think you already know what it is. It could be like an idea, something that you want to try, something that you want to take further. That's what you should be focusing on. For others of you, some of you already know this person and some of you are either in separation or no contact with them. If that's the case, they may be keeping an eye on you and they're encouraging you to keep like living life and to keep doing the things that you love. Take that as it resonates. Let's move on to the next one. I may have to ask an extra question for this group because I think for some of you, there's something already happening here. So how will you recognize your future spouse? How will you recognize them? How will you know it's them? Let's see what the answer to this is. I'm very curious. How will you recognize them? How will you know who they are? This is asking them, how will you recognize them? Bottom of the deck, the Queen of Swords. You're just going to know. Intuitively, you're going to know. There is a recognition here. The Tower card. The Knight of Swords. The Six of Swords. Your life is not going to be the same once you meet them, once you connect with them. Pile number 2, this really keeps giving like right person, wrong time. It almost feels like there's something here that gets like initially causes a little bit of a delay, especially for those of you that already know this person. So how are you going to know it's them? You're going to know it instinctually. You're going to know it intuitively. You're going to know it by the way that you feel. You're also going to know it by what's going on around you. It's like this person, meeting this person, connecting with this person ends up being almost like a catalyst in your life that ends up kind of getting other things moving, other things going as well. Yeah, you're going to feel it. You're going to know it's them. There's going to be a lot of transformation once you meet this person. Again, they are going to be a catalyst in your life that's going to get things rolling. For some of you, right before you meet them, right before you connect them, there is a time of stagnancy that things are just going to it's like a snowball effect once you meet them. I'm going to ask for one final message, and then I'm going to ask an extra question for this group because I want to know. Let's see what the one final message is, and then we'll go from there. But I may have to ask another question for you guys because there's something here. What is the final message they have for you? We have the Queen of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Devil card. Pile number 2, do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt the power of who you are. Don't dim your light for anyone. Don't put your life on hold for anyone. Not even me is what's coming through. Your future spouse is saying, do not put your life on hold for anyone, not even me. They're also assuring you that even for those of you that are experiencing delays, that it is going to, I don't want to say fix itself, but that it is going to be figured out. That is coming through. You're very intuitive. You are very connected. Some of you have very strong Cancer, Scorpio energy is coming through here, but very intuitive, very clairvoyant, very clairsentient for this group. You know what is right. You know what you need to do. Trust that. Trust your instincts. Keep living your life. Even if there are delays here, this is not going to be stopped. This is not going to be prevented from unfolding. Pile number 2, this is your future spouse also saying, step into your power. Take no crap from no one, from anyone, not even me. You're also really being encouraged to move forward without necessarily having to figure out. It's not your job to figure out how this is going to come together or how this is going to unfold. It's your job to make the choices that are right for you. Keep yourself grounded. Keep yourself centered. Have boundaries in place. Pile number 2. Don't let anyone cross your boundaries, not even this person if you already know them. And there's something in the way. Don't let anyone cross your boundaries. What's going on here? I want to know what's going on here. What's the situation? If for the pile number 2s that already know this person, what's going on? What's the obstacle? What's the holdup? What's the obstacle? Oh, this part is only for those of you that already know this person. What's the obstacle? What's taking this so long? What's preventing this? What's going on here? 8 of Pentacles. It's definitely moving slow for some of you. And it could even be if you don't know this person that it's taking longer than what you'd like. The 9 of Swords. There's some anxiety here. The 5 of Pentacles. The Star card. For those of you that know this person, they're moving through something. They're having to deal with something and it's internal. It's not you. For some of you, you know who this person is. They may be pushing you away slightly. Or they may have told you like right now is not the time, or I can't enter into a relationship. I can't be available to a relationship. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It's what they're going through personally. This person is trying to figure themselves out. They're trying to figure out what's right for them. For some of you, this person has a little bit of a wall up that they're working through. For some of you, this is really kind of giving almost like the traditional twin flame where like they meet, they go into separation, and then they come back together. I don't really like using the label too much, but that's kind of like the energy that's coming up here. For 1 or 2 of you, there may be a third, but I'm not getting third party energy. I'm just getting like internally. There's a lot going on that this person is trying to figure out. And I do think that they've been honest with you. If you know them, they've been honest with you. They have removed themselves, but they've been honest. Let's take a look at what we have here. I'm very curious. Let's see. We have apology, forgiveness, return, sorry. Yeah, for some of you, this person is coming back in. I will say, pile number 2. You have chosen this pile. And I'm assuming if you are still here, some of this is resonating with you. If you know this person and you don't want them back, you don't have to allow them back. Choose a different pile, decide that you're going to be over it. Now, if you want them back, I do think there is a return. I do think there is an apology coming in. Conflict, clashing differences, incompatibility. Yeah, there's been conflict here. There's something here that is preventing this from happening, right? Even at the first meeting, at the first impression, we already had a little bit of like, yeah, I like this. I want to offer something, but also kind of wanting to keep distance. We also have karma, consequences, cause and effect, debts. So there is some karma that's being cleared here. And I think that your person is working through some karmic debt. They are working through clearing themselves to be able to come back to you. Again, pile number 2, you do not have to take this person back. For those of you where this is somebody completely new, they are working on some things for themselves. And again, you pick this Anthony and Kate sticker, and this is kind of really giving a lot of what their story was about, where I think that this person is having to really deal with some things internally before they can be ready for a connection or a relationship. And for those of you that haven't met this person, it's the same message. You can choose to wait, you can choose to welcome them in, or you can choose something different for yourself. We have October, so October can be very significant here. We also have time will bring a surprise. So for some of you, when you least expect it, you're either going to meet this person or they're going to come back in. Some of you can expect an apology. And it's up to you whether you want to accept it or not. We also had balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. So for those of you that know this person, if you were the one putting in all of the effort, I think some of you got tired of that. And I do think if they come back in, they have to come back in correct. They have to come in with a clear offer. And I will say, if you know this person and there is a separation, they are trying to figure out how they can come in right. Marriage, this relationship is moving toward a sacred union. And for some of you, that is what you want and that is what you will get. Take it as it resonates. We also have vulnerability. You can be completely open with this person. And I think that if they are coming back in, there is going to be a very vulnerable conversation. For those of you that have never met this person, I do think that by the time you do meet them, they will have done a lot of self-reflection and they're going to come in and be able to share a lot of their story, a lot of what they've been through. This is the only group that had 3 cards. Every other group had 2. We have winter. You feel out in the cold. Your answers arrive in winter. Some of you are being iced out. Some of you, there's no contact. There's separation here. For others of you, if you haven't met this person, it could be that, you know, we did have October, so maybe end of fall into winter. There could be some forward movement. For others of you, the winter card is also coming up just because you don't feel like you are where you want to be in your love life. Let's see what else we have. We have compromise, mutual understanding, flexibility, give and take brings rewards. So for some of you, this person is going to come in with an offer, with an actual plan. If that is the case, they are going to have to, you know, compromise, apologize, all of those things. But I do think that this is a relationship where once this relationship is established, like once they are actually committed, I do think this is somebody who can be a good partner. We also have romance, revel, flow, savor, entice, open yourself to romance. So this person can be very romantic. This can be a very romantic type of connection. Let's see what we have here for your affirmation. We have beauty. I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. Pile number 2, your affirmation for the week is I welcome in what's best for me. I welcome in what's best for me. because I think for some of you, you may not even be open to this. I think for some of you, especially if this is somebody that you already have history with, I think some of you are going to be in the comments like, I don't want this. And that's fair. That's valid. Close it, right? Cut the cord. For others of you, I do think this has an opportunity to come back in if this is somebody that you already know and be a good thing. But I do think there has to be boundaries. There has to be direct communication. And I think this person has to come in with different energy. For those of you that haven't met this person, this is somebody that definitely has, I don't want to say baggage, because I think if you haven't met this person, by the time you meet them, they're gonna be kind of getting themselves together. But I do think that this is somebody that has learned a lot of lessons and somebody that would be, how do I say this? Somebody that would be very experienced, but also somebody that would have to be very intentional. Pile number 2. I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments if you pick this pile. You can even say this did not resonate for me. I don't mind. Like, I hope you didn't make it to the end if it wasn't resonating, but let me know what the situation is if you feel like sharing and you picked pile number 2 and it resonated for you, because this one it's interesting. But anyways, thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post next. Hype the video up if you think it's worth hyping. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I do keep a running list. Again, thank you for allowing me to read for you. It is always an honor. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the sticker with Meg and George from the Paperman short film. I think it's on Disney Plus. If you haven't seen it, highly suggest that you check that out. Also, I want to say that sticker was not meant for your pile. It was a different sticker, and I was setting up, I was ready to record, and that's what wanted to come out. So I'm very curious to see what this reading is going to be. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning. It is timestamped below. I highly suggest that you check that out. It's going to tell you what's going to be covered and the format it's going to be covered in. Also, we are going to talk about who your future spouse is. If this doesn't sound like someone that you would date or be interested in, much less marry, then try choosing a different pile. Because this is not your pile, or it could just be that there is no message for you in this specific reading, which is okay. But let's see, who do we have here? So we have, fox energy. I had the scariest story with a fox. Anyways, the fox, the rabbit, and we have empathy. All right, so pile number 3, let's talk about who your person is. So we have the element of earth for both of these cards here. So we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn heavily represented. It could be that that is your future spouse's sun, moon, rising. It could be that they have a stellium in an earth sign, or it could just be that they carry a lot of earth energy. But let's talk about who this is. So I think that your future spouse is someone who is incredibly smart. And I think this person has street smarts, but that this person is also very book smart as well. This is somebody who is very fun to talk to, very interesting to talk to. This feels like the type of person that just has like random knowledge about random topics. So they may enjoy like just having, knowledge about different things, and they really enjoy sharing that knowledge. I do think that this person may be a little bit more on the introverted side, and that they may present as like more of the quiet, mysterious type. But once they open up, once they kind of come out of their shell, which is interesting, we do have a shell there. I think once they come out of their shell, it's very easy to love them and to like them and to get along with them. But I am getting more introverted energy for them. I do think that this is someone who values relationships, especially serious relationships. This is somebody who really wants to be monogamous. I think that this is somebody who has been in like long-term relationships. This doesn't feel like somebody who is in situationships or hooking up with people. This feels like somebody who really values like long-term relationships and someone who is looking for their person, especially when it comes to like they just want to build a life together. For some of you, this person wants to be a parent. They really may enjoy like the idea of getting married and being a parent someday and really building a life with their partner. That's coming through. This person is very adaptable. This person is very quick witted. I do think that not many people can keep up with them when it comes to wit, when it comes to intelligence. I do think that they are kind of on a league of their own. Though I do think pile number three, and we're going to get to this, I think one of the things that is going to be impressive to them is that you are going to keep up with them when it comes to intelligence. This is somebody who is very good at problem solving. This is somebody who is very good at listening, a very good listener, a very active listener as well. So very easy to talk to. Again, they are a little bit introverted, so not everyone is going to get the opportunity to have deep conversations with them, but they are very good at listening. I also think that this is someone that is a very good life partner. Like, this is somebody who is going to commit and they are going to make sure that they are fully committing to their person. So, if this person marries, like, I don't feel like this is the type of person that would divorce unless it's like something extreme and out of their control, like somebody betrayed them or something along those lines. But I do think that this is somebody who is very careful about choosing their partner as well to make sure that there's nothing like that happening. I also think that this is someone who is constantly going through transformations. I think that this person is constantly looking at themselves and trying to figure out who they are and trying to figure out if they have outgrown anything. So, this is somebody who is quite willing to just kind of go through internal transformation and to look at themselves and really figure out what needs to change, if anything. So I think that if they get in a rut, they are very much willing to kind of go within and figure out how they can get out of that rut. I think this person can be a little bit of an overthinker that's coming through. This is somebody who has true empathy. This is somebody who really cares about others. And this is someone who really likes to think about the overall good, right? Like the bigger picture when it comes to what's good for everyone. This is not somebody who is selfish. This is somebody who is very generous. This person may have a cause that they are very passionate about, that they donate money or even their time to. So maybe they do some volunteer work. That's coming through. This person is very charismatic. Like, there's something very endearing about them. I do think that they are the type of person that you would notice. But again, they do have more of an introverted energy. So I don't think they enjoy that very much. But you do notice them. I do think from time to time, this person may kind of just go within or take a little bit of breaks. So their friend group may be used to them kind of doing a little bit of a disappearing act for maybe a week or two and then coming back, and they know that this person just needs a little bit of like time off. I do think this person enjoys reading. For some of you, this person has extensive schooling. They may have various degrees that's coming through. They can get overwhelmed in like big social situations. They're not like the biggest party person. That's also clearly coming through. For some of you, this person could be an engineer, architect, scientist of some sort, something biology, something environmental. They're very passionate about what they do. For some of you, this person may be into Legos. I'm seeing Legos. I don't know if it's like actual Legos or if that's being shown to me because they build something, but I'm being shown Legos. Listen, I have a Lego set, so I do get stuck. I bought a big one and I got stuck. I need to go back to that, but we're not here for that. Pile number 3. I also think that this is someone who they really enjoy talking through their ideas. This is the type of person, like if they like a show or a movie or a book, they really want to talk about it. They really want to like dive deep into their thoughts. They enjoy getting lost in a good book. They enjoy getting lost in a good show, a good movie. I do think for most of you, this is somebody who really works out, especially to keep their mental health in check. Like they may have some sort of workout routine because they do tend to overthink. They're very passionate. I do think physical touch is very important for them. That's also coming through. I think that this person is very passionate and physical touch is very important to them. Let me grab your deck. We're going to be using the Modern Love Tarot deck for this group. I kind of decided each deck at the moment. So, all right. So we're going to start by asking, what is your future spouse's first impression of you? So when they first see you, when they first meet you, what did they think? What is their first impression of you? Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. Did I drop that? Yes, I did. It did come up facing up. It's the Wheel of Fortune. These cards are much bigger than the other ones I've been using. We also have Temperance. And we have the Eight of Wands. You're definitely going to get their heart rate going, that's for sure. It's very interesting because we see that Hierophant under the deck there. And I do think that there is going to be a level of spiritual recognition. I do think that you're going to kind of catch them off guard. Like they're not going to be expecting to meet you. I don't think that this person is going to be actively seeking you out when you meet. So I think that it's going to be a little bit of a surprise to them. I don't think that you're going to notice them at the same time that they notice you. It feels like they're going to notice you first and they're going to kind of realize they're going to see you in your element. They're going to see you kind of enjoying yourself. They're going to see you kind of out in the wild. I think that this is a group where you meet in a more traditional way. Like they kind of get to see you and they get to see how you interact with the world. For some of you, you're going to be out with friends. You're going to be out with family. You're going to be out with someone else. And they're going to people watch you. And they're going to be very intrigued, very curious about you. Like they're going to be people watching you. I would not be surprised if some of you meet or connect like at a coffee shop, a bar, something where it's more social. There's a lot more people and they're not in a creepy way, but they are going to be people watching. Like they're going to be watching you. I think they're going to be watching you for a little bit before they approach. I do think that they are going to approach you. I do think you're going to make them nervous. Yeah, the Nine of Swords. There's going to be a little bit of anxiety. Because I don't think that this is somebody that is the type to usually like approach someone because I do think they're more introverted. I don't want to say that they're shy, but I do think that they're more cautious. Like they're very intentional about how they move about in the world and the type of reaction that they're going to get. So I do think there is a little bit of like nervous energy that you're going to give them, but they do like what they see. And it's almost like they know they have to say something because they don't want to miss the opportunity. Some of you, while the first impression, you're going to be laughing, you're going to be enjoying yourself, and they're really going to kind of like seeing you in that element. The attraction is there from the beginning. I do think that when they approach you, they're going to do so like in a very friendly way. So if you are with other people, like they may get all of you a drink or they may kind of say hi to everybody and not just like, they're not going to like pull you away. They're going to be able to speak to like you and whoever else you are with and be very friendly about it. For someone here, they may send something to your table. Like they may buy like a drink or they may buy something and send it to the table via the waiter or waitress. That's also coming through. Take that as it resonates. But again, they're going to kind of people watch for a little bit. They're going to kind of look at you and observe before they make their move. They're definitely going to use not like a line that they have rehearsed, but there's like a one liner coming through. I do think you're going to find them charming, funny. So, what does your future spouse love most about you? Pile number 3. What is your future spouse going to love most about you? The 4 of Wands. That's a very beautiful card to have here. We're going to talk about it. We also have the 7 of Wands. Pile number 3, you have a no nonsense energy. The 2 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. They're just going to love who you are as a person. I think that you are going to inspire a lot of tender feelings in them. Like they're really going to enjoy spending time with you, getting to know you. I think that you do have like a no nonsense attitude. Like you're not somebody who's going to be messed with. You're not somebody to play games. I do think for my pile number 3s, you are very blunt. Like you're going to say what you are thinking. You're going to say what you are feeling. You're going to express yourself, not in a way that is crass or not in a way that is rude, but I do think that you are direct and to the point, and they're really going to enjoy that about you. I also think that they're going to enjoy that you inspire them to kind of grow and try new things and try different things. What's funny is I think for a lot of my pile number 3s, your person is an introvert. And for some of you, I do think you are an extrovert. So I think that you're going to kind of bring more energy out of them, or there's something about how the way that you complement each other that is coming through here that is very beautiful. There's a lot of joy. I think that you make them laugh. I think that you, again, I said this at the beginning, this is a group where you are going to keep up with them intellectually, and they really enjoy that. Like they really enjoy having someone that they can talk to just about anything, and somebody that has similar interest as well. That's coming through. I think that they're really going to love that you challenge them to try different things and to open their mind to different opportunities and different adventures and different experiences. Because I think that you two have a lot in common, but I also think that you have different interests. So I think when it comes to values, you have a lot of the same values, but I think that when it comes to interest, you have different interests, right? Like you can show them different things and they can show you what they're into. And like, I think you're both going to be open to learning what the other person is into. Some of you are going to introduce them to like different types of movies, shows, books. And I think that they're really going to enjoy them. Like there's things that they would have never gotten into on their own that you are going to introduce to them that they're going to be very grateful for. I also think that you light up their world. You make their world more fun. You bring more excitement into their life. So what is this relationship going to be like for my pile number 3s? What is this relationship going to be like for my pile number 3s? Bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Pentacles. We also have the 4 of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords, and we have the 7 of Pentacles. I think there's a lot of love, a lot of patience here. I think there's a lot of learning from each other, learning new concepts, learning new ideas. I think there's a lot of stability here. There's a lot of security in this relationship, a lot of safety. I think you're both going to enjoy quite a bit of alone time. Like, I think that one of the things as a couple that you're really going to be enjoying and really having a good time with is like spending time together. Like, this doesn't seem like a couple that wants to go on like a double date or wants to go in group activities. I think there's a lot of like relaxing at home or doing things together, just the two of you. Yeah, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So there is a lot of abundance here. There is a lot of spiritual connection. I do think that for those of you that want to have a family, that's going to be possible. I think for this group, this is a life where you really enjoy each other so much that being a priority for one another is such a great experience. Again, this isn't like let's go on a double date or like let's go on group dates or like let's include everybody else in our plans. I think you both enjoy spending time together alone. A lot of patience in this relationship. I think you're both going to enjoy downtime together. This is a relationship where the home feels sacred, where it's like we can build the home of our dreams, and home actually feels like home. You're going to learn a lot of things together too. I think there's going to be a lot of experiences, a lot of learning together, a lot of trying new things together. This is the type of relationship where I think like taking a class together, like maybe it's like, let's go learn how to give each other massages, or let's go take a cooking class together. Like there's a lot of activities, but it's like just the two of you. You both have a very beautiful internal world that like your marriage is the two of you and there's other people surrounding it, but like you enjoy that like cocoon of the two of you. I also think like quiet time together is going to be very important, soothing in this relationship. I do think this is a relationship where you're both going to be able to like really give each other love, and it's because you're both filling your own cups, but like your person is going to pour into your cup and you're going to pour into their cup. So the type of relationship where, you know, if one person cannot give 100% because they're going through something, they're not feeling well, the other person is there to kind of fill in that gap and vice versa. This is also a relationship where you're going to build a lot together, especially financially. I think that you're both going to work very hard towards a shared goal. This may be a relationship where you plan to retire early or get like a retirement or a vacation home, and you're going to work towards that. I think compromise is going to be very big in this relationship as well. When something is not going according to plan, being able to talk it out and compromise, that's coming through. So, pile number 3, what is your person most excited to experience together? What is your future spouse most excited to experience together? What is something that they're looking forward to experiencing together? Bottom of the deck, the 5 of Swords. I want to see what else is here before I speak on that one. We also have the Moon card. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the King of Cups. We have the 9 of Swords. And we also have the Hanged Man. I think this person is excited to be in a relationship where they are going to be able to fully commit. This is somebody, I said this at the beginning, this is somebody who values long-term relationships. And I think that this person has been in relationships where they've given their all, right? They've invested their time, their energy, and they haven't had that same investment back. And I think that in a weird way, they are looking forward to knowing, like, if there is a disagreement or an argument, I know that I'm going to count on my spouse, my person, to stay there, work it out, and to kind of just know that they are as committed as I am. I also think that this is somebody who is really looking forward to like that deep emotional bond. I would not be surprised if this person has like a Venus in Cancer or Scorpio, maybe even Sagittarius coming through. Maybe it could be a Venus in Pisces. This person feels very deeply and they love to experience deep connections. I think that this person really likes the intensity of like a deep, powerful connection. Like this is somebody who really likes to experience love in a very deep way. That's coming through. And I think that one thing that your future spouse is looking forward to is being able to be in love and being able to express themselves. And I think being a just like being a good partner, like when their partner isn't feeling well, when their partner is anxious, when their partner is going through a difficult time, they want to be there for them. They want to be there for you. So it's kind of interesting that that's what's coming up, but I think that they know they can be a very good partner and they're looking forward to be able to do exactly that. I also think that this is somebody who's going to speak life into you, right? So somebody who's going to be very encouraging, somebody who's going to tell you how they feel, and that's coming through as part of what they are looking forward to experiencing. And it's almost like when times get hard, it's good to have someone to face life with, and that's coming up here. And I also think that they're looking forward to those moments in life where it's just about relaxing and it's not really about doing, too much, and it's just about like being in the same room together and just being comfortable in each other's presence. This person wants to be in love. This person wants to experience love in all its forms. And this is somebody who wants like an intense type of love, an intense type of connection. Not in a way that is toxic, right? But like they do want an intense type of connection. So, what does your future spouse want you to focus on? Pile number 3. What does your future spouse want you to focus on before you meet, before you connect? What does your future spouse want you to focus on before you meet, before you connect? Bottom of the deck, the Emperor. We also have the 10 of Wands. We have the Chariot card, and we have the 9 of Cups. They want you to prioritize yourself, take care of yourself. Don't spread yourself too thin. Give yourself breaks, have a good time, prioritize playtime. They're saying that they know that you work very hard. You are very dedicated to your dreams. Some of you are a little bit of an overworker, maybe a workaholic. That's coming through. So they're really just saying, like, just focus on yourself and focus on doing things that bring you joy and that bring you happiness. Prioritize rest, prioritize sleep. And they want you to hold the vision for what you want for the future within the relationship. Believe that it's real, it's going to happen. Don't lose faith, don't lose hope. Pile number 3, you're very optimistic, so they really want you to focus on keeping the optimism alive. Even when it seems hard, even when it seems like it's not going to happen. But I'm really hearing at this time, it's time to prioritize yourself. It's time to take care of yourself. For some of you, you've been going through like a very busy chapter in your life. I'm hearing treat yourself. For some of you, your future spouse's higher self is going to be sending a gift. It may be something that you like win, like maybe you win a raffle, maybe you win a giveaway, maybe you win something. This is your future spouse saying, I am sending this to you. I'm going to make it happen. Maybe for some of you, it's like you get like a random check in the mail. Something is coming in, and it's like they're saying take that as confirmation. Very interesting. If that happens, let me know what it was, or let me know if it did happen, because that's an interesting one. So, how will you, pile number 3, recognize that it's your future spouse? How will you recognize them? For my pile number 3s, how are my pile number 3s going to recognize their future spouse? How are they going to recognize their future spouse? Bottom of the deck, the Tower card. Things are going to, it's going to be like you got struck by lightning. It's going to feel very, very, you're going to feel it. You're going to know it. And I think it's going to kind of go into other areas of life. The Star card, we also have the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. You're going to feel the excitement. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be like a lightning struck. I also think that there is going to be a level of like recognition at soul level that exists here. For my pile number 3s, I do think that you have a past life connection with this person. I also think very early on, there's going to be a lot of like communication about where you two view the future together, like the things that you want in the future, the things that you want as far as like family, how you want to live your life. And a lot of that is going to be in alignment with one another. Yeah, the Lovers card. So definitely that sense of like, I've known this person before. This feels like somebody special. Physical attraction is going to be there. You're going to be very attracted to this person. They're going to give you the butterflies. You're going to really think about them a lot. I also think that there's going to be a lot of communication here from the beginning. Like this is the type of connection where very early on, either you're spending hours on the phone or you're constantly texting. I also think that this person is going to plan dates. They're going to be very intentional about how they're going to show up. They're going to plan the dates. They're going to, this is a planner. This isn't somebody who's just going to text you every day and ask you how you're doing, or they're going to kind of let you take the lead. I think that this person is really going to pursue you. And I think that you're going to notice that they are very honest. They're going to be very loyal to you from the beginning. It's going to be very easy to talk to them, to get to know them. Like I said, some of you are going to be on the phone for like 7 hours and it's going to feel like it was an hour or 2. Some of you are just going to have like just that knowing feeling. At the time, there may be other options. You're going to know which one is the right one for you. And you trust your gut with that. Pile number 3, let's ask for your final message before we get into the oracle cards, because we have some timing, we have some other things in there. So let's see, what's the final message before we look at those? So what is the final message for my pile number 3s from their future spouse? What is the thing that their future spouse wants them to know right now? Did I drop another card? Yes, I did. It is the Queen of Cups. Let me grab this card. 4 of Wands, the High Priestess, the 5 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. You are already connected. I do think for this group there is a past life connection here. You are already connected. I think for many of you, this is going to be somebody completely new. I don't think you know this person yet. Don't let disappointment, don't let doubt get in the way. This is being manifested. Pile number 3, your future spouse's higher self is saying this is your dream connection. This is what you have been wishing for. Some of you lit a candle, or you wrote a list and lit a candle, making your wish for your person. This person is going to fit what you wish for. It's kind of giving, if you've seen Practical Magic, is that the movie I'm thinking of where she like came up with, like as a little girl, she was like, I don't want to fall in love. So she came up with like this ridiculous list of the qualities her person were gonna have, like physical and just who this person was gonna be, and like she ends up meeting him It's giving a little bit of that. Like, some of you have wished for this person and there's something very specific that you wish for. Or like when you meet, this person is going to fit what you've been desiring, what you've been trying to manifest. That's also going to be part of the confirmation. They want you to know that they're very grateful that you exist, that they're so excited to meet you. And again, don't lose hope. Don't give up. You're already connected. You know that they are real. You know that they exist. That can be hard sometimes to stick to that knowledge, but trust and believe it. All right. Pile number 3. Let's take a look at your additional messages. Let's see what we have. So we have obsession, infatuation, adoration, and addiction. This is somebody who's going to be obsessed with you. I think you're going to be obsessed with each other. If I'm being completely honest, I think there is, yeah, we talked about it. There's like an intensity to this. Not in a bad way, because sometimes like an intense relationship can be very toxic, but I'm not getting that. Like, I just think there's like a deep desire, a deep passion here. We also have only you, devoted, attached, crave. Yeah, you're going to be the one and only for this person. They're not going to have eyes for anyone else. I said it. This is somebody who is very good at commitment. This is somebody who craves commitment. We also have lusting, forbidden, non-committed. Can I say? I don't know what I can say on YouTube. That type of energy. I do think that this person is going to, because we also have the only you and we have to take the bigger picture, right? I do think there is a lot of lust between the two of you. I think there is a lot of passion between the two of you. I do not think that this person is non-committed. I do not think this person is a cheater. I don't think this person is somebody who has a wandering eye. Look at the context, but I do think that they are very much into you. I think I said this at the beginning, but I do think this person's physical touch is very important for them. I do have some timing. Let's see what we have first. You have the power to create the timing by taking action. So I think for this group, it's not a very specific time frame. It's more about how the actions aligned and that you both are kind of at the right place at the right time. And then we also have 25 November. Interesting. My birthday is November 25th. But anyways, we have November. So November could be significant here. Also, you holding the belief, you holding space for this, you calling this in could absolutely help this come along and come together. We also have twin flame. This is a divine counterpart connection. So for some of you, this is a high-level soulmate, twin flame, divine counterpart, whatever label you want to give that energy. We also have children. Children are important to this partnership. So for some of you, this is somebody that you are going to create a family with. Children can also be if you already have a child or children, or they do. This could be a blended family that works well together. This could also be about the inner child, right? Allowing the inner child to come through and just kind of treating your inner child right could be very helpful. We also have intuition. You already know the answer you seek. You know that this person is out there. You know this person exists, and you can feel them. That's coming through here as well. We have, children and now the inner child. Playful, happy, enjoy the present moment, live to the fullest. And I think that for some of you, maybe you wish for this type of person when you were a child. But working with the inner child could be very helpful as well. We also have divine timing, patience, perseverance, peace, trust that the divine knows when. So there could be divine timing at play here. And then we have pause, inaction, calmness, step back, wait for the sign. So for some of you, it's not happening, not because it's not meant to, but maybe there is a pause. Maybe some logistics needs to be worked out. And that's why there's a pause in the energy, but don't feel like it's because you're doing something wrong or it's not going to happen. And then let's see what your affirmation spell card is. We have destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. Pile number 3, you're going to be guided. Wait for the sign. And then we also had, you have the power to create the timing by taking action. There's going to be something. There may be like a intuition of I should go somewhere, I should do something, I should be somewhere. Listen to that. Listen to that. Some of you may meet this person at a distance. Pile number 3, your affirmation for the week is I welcome and follow the signs. I welcome and follow the signs because the signs are going to lead you to where you want to be. Pile number 3, that is what I have for you. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post next. Also, hype the video up if you think it's worth hyping. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments below. I do keep a running list. They will all be done at some point. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.